Well, hey everyone, I am Emily Supio with the Cozy Clicks Online Photography School, and today I want to show you how to create autumn tones in your images using the Cozy Clicks Autumn Inspired Photoshop Action Set. Now, I created these actions because I am in Phoenix, where it is the desert. We don't have a lot of fall colors, and I would love to know where you are from right now too. Are you in a desert area? Are you in Phoenix? Are you in the United States right now? Let me know in a comment where you're at, what state you're at, what country you're at, and if you have those fall colors, because I know when you want to edit a photo with those rich, beautiful autumn tones and they're not natural in your environment, it can be frustrating. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to do with the Photoshop Cozy Clicks Autumn Inspired Action Set. Okay, so first of all, there's 14 individual actions, but my favorite thing to do with this set is just run the play all button and then play around with it and see what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click, these are already loaded into my action panel. I'm going to hit the play all Cozy Clicks Autumn action, and I'm going to wait a minute as all of the actions run into my action panel. Now, when you load these actions into your Photoshop, and these work best in Photoshop Creative Cloud, they will work in some of the later versions of Photoshop, Photoshop 5 and 6, and I believe they will still work in some of the later versions of Photoshop Elements, not with the ease that you'll see here, but they will still work for you. So what you'll see is that all of the actions, it took a few seconds, all of the actions have loaded up in the side panel for me, but none of them are turned on. So you haven't seen much of a difference on this photo here, right? Now, these are going to work best in an image that has a lot of green in it like this one already, because what we want to do, our intention with this set, is to turn them into an autumn scene, autumn tones, those rich browns or reds or oranges or yellows, all of those together. And so once they're already run, you can just go through and you can click, just one click, to see what they'll look like. So I'm going to start just with the pecan pie action right here, and you'll notice when I turn it on, you can see if you like that look of that action. And that was really just one click. There's no opacity change there. There's no brushing off areas, and that looks really beautiful. It kind of turned the whole scene into a browner, tanner, yellower scene. Now, if I want to check out and see what another one does, I just turn it off. I'm going to turn on Oak Tree. Maybe I'll look at Potpourri. I won't go through every single one. This one has a little more purples in it. Maybe Apple Cider. Or Honeycrisp. I'll turn on this one up here, and you can see all I'm doing is clicking them on. And these actions were really created so you do the most minimal amount of work. You can brush on or off certain areas if you don't like the way that it looks, and I'll show you how in just a minute. But these actions were created to really affect the skin tones very minimally and to just affect those green areas to turn them into those autumn tones. So you'll see there's not much else I have to do to this image besides just click. Now, you can also layer these on. So let's say I wanted to try like Honeycrisp I put on, and then let's say I want to turn on Potpourri too to see what look I got, and maybe Apple Cider. Maybe I want to turn on all three of those, and you can see when I turn on Honeycrisp, Apple Cider, and Potpourri, it really gives a beautiful, rich feel to this image that just a second ago looked really green. And you'll notice all I did was click it on. Now, if you don't like the way it looks on a certain part, maybe on your individual image it does affect the toning a little bit, there's already a layer mask that is included on the side of each action. You would just click on that layer mask. So on this one, I'm clicking on the layer mask on the action that's turned on. I grab my brush, make sure it's set to black, and I'm just going to brush off any of the areas where I do not want that action to be. And you'll notice that it shows up in that layer mask over here. So again, I'm going to try that on the action that is turned on. I'm just going to brush off because I don't want that redness of the apple cider action on her or on her hands. So I'm just very easily going to brush it off, and it's really as easy as that. And in that one simple click and then just brushing off where we don't want it to be, we have created an autumn tone really quick. And the cool thing about these actions is you can layer them up how you see fit. You can play around with these. You can choose one, you can choose all of them together. And I want to show you, if you're set on these, go to cozyclicks.com/Photoshop actions, click on the autumn inspired Photoshop action set. There's also an overlay set that will work in Photoshop Elements as well. And I will have that same link for you in the description. But for those of you who want to learn a little bit more, I want to show you how these would work on another photo too that's maybe a little less green. So if you're still here, comment yes so I know you've stuck around, you're hanging out with me. I'd love to know you're still here. But let me just show you one other one, because this one does have some greens in it, but it's got some like maybe wheat or, you know, something that looks a little bit different in front of her. And so it looks like a fall image, but it just doesn't have those tones I want. So I want to see how these actions will affect a photo that's not quite as green, but I still want it to have those that autumn feel. So I'm just going to go through, I'm going to choose, let's maybe try fall leaves and pumpkin spice. So I have two of them on her, so you can see the difference. Here's Honey Crisp again. I tend to really like that one a lot. That gives it a really warm autumn feel. I really like the look of that one. Here's Crisp Breeze. That one I also really like. Actually, I really love that one. That one makes her really stand out. So let's try Crisp Breeze, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll try Acorn Field. So those two, again, I really like. So we could leave it just like that. Or again, on the Acorn Field, I think the toning just is a little too much on this one. So I'm going to click on the layer mask, choose a black brush, and I'm just going to dab off the areas that maybe I don't want that action to be in that particular photo. Okay, so there's another look we get, and I can take those off and I can try another one. Maybe I want to try Candy Apple or Nutmeg. Nutmeg's kind of cool. I kind of like that one too. And again, if maybe you like the look of this action but it's too intense, simply click on the action so it highlights, go up to the opacity, and then just drop it down just a little bit. And you get it just a little bit less intense. So these actions were created to be as easy as possible for you. You can go to cozyclicks.com/Photoshop actions, or just click the direct link in the description, and you can grab yourself a set of these autumn inspired actions for Photoshop Creative Cloud. They're really a lot of fun to play with, and if you're in an area like Phoenix, like I am, they can really change the difference and toning of your photos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Enjoy this beautiful fall day, and make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I will be back again with the podcast and more YouTube tutorials on Photoshop in the very near future. Bye, you guys.